Well, that's the Victorian election. Anthony Albanese in a moment. And to take us there, here's a sense of the last, well, almost the last week of the federal parliament and how the debate over the National Broadband Network took centre stage.
This is the last week of Parliament.
Hooray!
In front of the Senate at the moment is an incredibly important piece of legislation.
It effectively gives the Parliament the last major opportunity to make sure that we're on the right track.
The NBN is a very important way of driving economic prosperity.
We are calling on the opposition to support this bill.
Take a chance tonight and try something new. You're getting boring. You're so boring.
Why would anyone trust this government not to make a complete and utter shambolic mess of the National Broadband Network?
The government is all announcement and no delivery.
Just a wee bit of argument in there, Mr Speaker.
They are so short-sighted. They are so bitter.
Get out of the way.
There's no point opposition's supporting bad policy just because the government keeps demanding that we get out of the way.
The people of Australia want more than that from an opposition.
There remains a critical decision for the Leader of the Opposition to make, whether he will agree with that profound microeconomic reform or once again play the role of wrecker.
I'm not a wrecker, but I'm also not a sucker.
Let's turn it upside down. Let's hold it up to the light. Let's ask a million questions. Does it add up? Is it affordable?
The member for Wentworth now has 10 million reasons to support the NBN as well. 10 million reasons.
Of course, he's been given his instructions to come into this House and demolish it, but he's still happy to make a quid out of it.
Most politicians get asked to put their money where their mouth is.
Well, the money's heading towards the NBN.
We simply ask the member for Wentworth to put his mouth where his money is.
He's the Jerry Maguire of the opposition.
You're going hard now to win my heart, but so many times now you've been kind of sure.
The disgraceful suggestion that I should act corruptly and dishonestly by, and I quote, putting his mouth where his money is, speaks volumes about the standards of those who have made that disgraceful suggestion.
I've just been checking, Mr Speaker, it is the new paradigm of peace, light and sweetness.
They have ripped up my whole nature strip.
Is its advocacy in this place that we somehow put a dome over the nation now, that we freeze it in time, that we pickle it?
No, order.
Prime Minister, have you read the NBN business plan? And if so, why can't everyone else?
The government will release the business plan in December.
Now I showed you what I'm made of. This is what'll happen if you ain't giving your girl what she needs.
We need to know much more before we can pass such a significant piece of legislation.
Why have the Green and independent members of Parliament been asked to sign confidentiality agreements of lengths that change by the hour?
No one in this place should be voting blind.
7 years, then 3 years, now 2 weeks.
I think we risk elevating commercial and confidence concerns above the status of national security concerns.
It's not as though we're getting briefed about Al-Qaeda.
I think we've actually crossed a rather dangerous line there.
No, I ain't going home 'cause I wanna stay, but I won't be alone, no how, no way.
Shortly, we will be releasing a 50-page document that summarises the NBN Co business case.
This is bedtime reading for monsters. It is just so pathetic.
I think that this is a win for transparency.
I am satisfied, absolutely satisfied, that this project is financially sound.
Parliament will no longer be standing in the way to the passage of this legislation through the Parliament, and nor should they.
I don't think we would have got to this stage if it wasn't for the PM's intervention.
This is going to be an historic day for Australia.
This ends in victory for those who believe in the National Broadband Network and in defeat for the Leader of the Opposition and his negativity.
To quote the Bard, all's well that ends well.